one step at a time on this journey together. And it's days like this where you wake up sometimes feeling like, how did I get to this place? The day before I was on a roll, everything was going great, everything seemed perfect, everything seemed in place, the road seemed manageable. Then you wake up the next day, and for no reason at all, nothing has changed from the day before, but you feel like you've sunken into a void, into the ground, being covered up by dirt, and you don't understand why. And we go through this every single day as human beings. We go through this every single day. Where do you find motivation to go on every day and be better than the day before? Because in my case, that's what's going on. I'm always trying to improve myself. So how do you prove yourself 365 days out of a year and throughout your entire life? When you've seen a ton in your life, you think you know everything. I have to slow down, think about what I'm doing in life at that moment, and realize you haven't seen anything. You haven't done anything. You haven't emptied the tank. You haven't seen all that lives have to given to you. You have not been through all the bad stuff that you think has already happened to you, that there are going to be so many things, so many unforeseen challenges that are going to hit you in life that you can't prepare for them. What you can prepare for is accepting a challenge of the new day. That's all it is. Today wasn't yesterday, and it won't be tomorrow. It's all about the present. And even though you're on a journey, you can't get to the next step until you've completed the step you're on currently, in the present, living in the moment, accepting the challenge of the moment, making sure that you're balanced enough to just get through that day. Just one day, just get through that first day. And I say the first day because technically, if yesterday is gone forever and tomorrow isn't promised to you, then every day that you're living is the first day of the rest of your life, no matter how long or how short. You live a first every single day of your life. There is no last. There's always a first. You won't know when there's a last because you won't be conscious to experience it. In fact, the last is for other people to look at when you're in your casket, or you decide to get cremated, or you decided to become one with the earth and you get stranded on a mountain by yourself somewhere, or you drown somewhere, or somebody murders you. There's so many things. Yeah, those are dark things to think about, but those are things we can think about. Those are things you have to think about. You don't dwell on them, but you use them as motivation. Why? Because those things don't technically have to happen to you, because you won't really be conscious to experience them anyway. You don't know that they're coming, and if you do know that they're coming, in a way you kind of have an advantage. Now you know you really have to cram it all in. But I believe that's focusing on the negative. Focusing on the positive is where you want to be. Focusing on who you are and what you're supposed to be is where you want to be. And no moment is greater than the present. I'm going to add these little tidbits that I have popping in my mind every single day as often as I can. If I skip a day, I'll skip a day. But if I can get it in every day, I'm going to get it in every day. I'm inviting you to go on a journey with me as I try to pick apart each day of my life. And won't be every day. I might go a month without any retrospect. But I'm going to try my best to make sure that I document my feelings from now on. Because talking about them is a huge help. And I encourage you to do the same. You don't always have to talk with someone. Sometimes it's just about looking yourself in the mirror. And I've said this before. I've had videos about this that I've made. Just looking yourself in the mirror. Just staring at yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes and it will tell you everything you need to know about yourself. And then you take it a step further. Talk to yourself. Tell that person in the mirror who you believe that they are. Just based off what you see. Is there confidence in your eyes? Do you see strength in the shoulders? Are you standing tall? Is your head up high? How do you feel? Can you do better? In all aspects of life, can you look yourself in the eye and say, you can do better? You're not there yet. And be brutally honest with yourself. This is something I've been working on. If there's something you need to work on, look yourself in the eye and tell yourself that. If you're overweight, tell yourself you're overweight. If you think that you're not smart enough or good enough at your job, tell yourself that. If you're not a good enough husband or a wife, tell yourself that. If you could be better as a father or a mother, tell yourself that. Tell yourself that, and be honest. But don't just tell yourself about it. Actually do it. Go out and do what it needs to be done to fix whatever issues you have with yourself. That right there is already a better day. You already right then and there have done something you didn't do the day before, and that's address who you are today, in the present. One step at a time, one day at a time. You're not alone. We all go through this life with ourselves, and that's more than enough. You don't need anybody else more than you need yourself. Because if you're not going to take care of yourself, you can't expect others to do it. If you're not going to point out the flaws in yourself, don't get upset when others do it for you. This is your life to live. It's your journey to walk. Walk it strong, walk it tall, and stay focused on the present. Make mistakes because you're going to learn from them, and they're going to be your biggest teaching tool. It's about just going out there and making mistakes. See you guys on the next step.